in South Africa. I'm really honored to be here amongst all the estrogen in the room. It's really fantastic. And the men that are here to support us. I'm really looking forward to spending some time and talking to you today very objectively. So you might not agree with me 100%, but please come over and chat with me during the breaks. And so find your purpose, fall in love with it, and go do it. I've heard about choosing what you love and finding what you love, and it's all in the same context of what I'm speaking about today. I want to start by asking all of you, why are you here? Have you asked yourself why you've come today? Is there a reason? Is there motivation and intention behind it? Because I would like to think that as women and men as well that are in the room, we make decisions based on an expectation, right? So when you knew about the women conference, you had an expectation and you came along. Or you've come to give, like most of the speakers have done. And whichever way you look at it, if you haven't had a reason to be here today, you need to check that out, because you always have to have a reason to do something. And so as far back as we can go, we know that women have this ability to thrive and to nurture and to love and to be strong and to be bold, right? Duh. We also have the ability to destroy, okay? To break down, to shatter, to tear apart, to leave. You agree? Okay. So what does that tell us about women? We're human. We're individuals. We're human first. We're individuals first before we're women. Remember that. And so because we're individuals, we're defined by purpose. We have to be. Or else we're just existing like a bubble waiting to pop like that. I don't think any one of us here want to be bubbles. Women are unique. Absolutely. We have traits, we have qualities that make us different from men. But we don't necessarily have to be equal to them. I certainly don't. And that's why I say I'm pretty objective when it comes to equality. I'm part of the United Nations Women Association. It's called UN Women Global Innovation for Coalition and Change. And what we're wanting to do is build women entrepreneurs all across the world, especially in underdeveloped countries. Am I still on? Okay. And the wonderful thing is I sit with alpha females in New York City, and you can imagine this. Got a room full of CEOs, they're all delegators, because you hardly ever get CEOs that roll up their sleeves and say, let me work with the real people that are getting the job done. What happens when it comes to decision making? Everybody wants to be right. Have that estrogen that's doubled up. And what's lacking is the uniqueness. What I'd like for each of the women here today is to remember that we all bring something different that makes us phenomenal. We all bring something unique that makes us individuals. And so finding your purpose is a key, critical core component of who you are. And falling in love with it. I mean, all of us remember when we've fallen in love before. We've all fallen in love before, right? I'm trusting so. And we've fallen out of love. And those are the choices that we make. So when you find your purpose and you fall in love with it, it means that you're resilient. You'll break down anything to make sure that that love never leaves you. You'll defy gravity if you need to. But you're loving the purpose so much that you go into action and you go and do it and make it happen. And so I want to share a few stats with you today. I'm all about facts. And I researched a little bit about Romania and the women in business in Romania. It really intrigued me. I'm from the heart of South Africa, and what we're faced with is over 30% of unemployment We've got women that are put into situations where there are sexual favors that need to be done in order to get your products across borders. Women are being exploited. And this is all because there's this huge divide and disparity between understanding women and understanding how we need to do business. So with the stats that you look up there, I know there's just about 19 million or so Romanians. And out of the 19 million, we've got 51.5% women. That's fantastic, right? Women rule in Romania. That's about all across the world where you have the majority of women. Now, there was a study done with the MasterCard indexes. Some of you may have heard of this. And Romanian women ranked 28th in terms of women in business. And you have Spain that's a little bit ahead of you, Hungary that's a little bit ahead of you, and Poland. Ranking 28th means that you have 29% of women in business, entrepreneurship, and leadership in Romania. It doesn't look dismal. Spain is about 30%, Hungary about 27%, and Poland about 29%. The optimism about this is that we can bring about change, not because we're wanting to be equal to men, but because we're bringing something unique and different to define our purpose. More women need to get involved in leadership roles. More and more women need to get involved in business roles. And so what do? We look at the next slide. I could only find as far back as 2015. So if you look at the bar where we have the teal color, Romania 2015 versus Romania 2014, what intrigued me was the challenges that exist here exist across the world when it comes to women. Access to finance. Banks, for some reason, find it hard to trust us. We're high risk. It could be because of the decisions we make, or because of the comparison they do with men entrepreneurs. So it's a stigma. It's a societal norm that tends to follow us. What next? What intrigued me a lot was, if you look at the entrepreneurship education in school and secondary school, Romania is higher than the global norm. That means I could have sent my kid here and he would have learned to be an entrepreneur quicker. He's 23 years old. So if we look at this, and the Romanian government system or schooling system is plugging in business and entrepreneurship at an early age at school, why is the output of women so small in comparison to what we should see? There's a divide. And that could be a cultural or societal backlash, where women feel comfortable in the education space, in the services space, in the products that they feel safe with, because it's been such a male-dominated environment. So what do we need to do? Women need to get more tech savvy. I kid you not. Research has shown us that us women are a little bit nervous about digital, right? We're a little bit nervous. I mean, I carry a notebook, even though I have an iPad. I feel comfortable to write down in my notebook. So when we sit in a meeting back in South Africa, I'm about the only one with a pen and a notebook. And I look around, and the rest, who are men, are on tablets. So the change needs to come from us. What's also interesting, you have a huge outsource of infrastructure and communications for entrepreneurship, like conferences like these. I was amazed in the midst of the snow that all you lovely ladies actually came through to this conference. And I thought about us back home. I invite 100 women for a mentorship program and only 50 pitch, if that. So there's resilience already and determination in Romania. And the women here just need to find their purpose and uniqueness and make it happen. I really believe so. If we move along, I'd like to talk to you about leadership. Part of my topic was really about leading and how to lead and why to lead. And I believe that if we take the courage to lead as women, we need to serve as well. Serving is the very core of leadership. I had the wonderful opportunity to work with a couple of good global companies. And in 2010, I worked for a finance company. I was the sales executive. I was pretty young then. I'm a little older now. And they gave me a role that was a little bit senior for me. Okay. And I decided, you know what, I'm going to rule hard because it's sales. Most of my team were made of men, much older than me as well. So I'm going to manage results, and I'm going to drive results and drive people. And in the process, I became almost a dictator in management, driving hard, cracking the whip. If you don't perform, no, we need to sit down and have this one-on-one because you need to bring in the sales. And as I carried on my journey, I found that there's a different way